What is an RPG genre mashup you would most like to see? That's interesting because a good number of them have been done. Not a whole lot of new genre mashups left. And I almost guarantee at this point that somebody's done a thing that I'm going to come up with and I just missed it. But let's talk about genre mashups over the years. There have been many, and they go back many, many years. Probably the biggest genre mashup of all time would have to be Rifts. Rifts literally is willing to mash up everything. If you can think of it, it can technically show up with Rifts. Now, if you add in the fact that it is now a Savage World setting as well, and there are rules in place to add in anything from Savage Worlds to the Rift setting, there is literally nothing else to add. But here's the thing. I've only played Rifts twice, I think, in my life. And that's both times it was Savage Worlds version. So that's never got to play it. Read it, couldn't grok the original rules very well, and just moved on. So Deadlands is another great genre mashup. It started out with cowboys and zombies and added in fun things like magic and other monsters and steampunk and crazy martial arts powers and all kinds of things. Ravenloft, fantasy and horror, and that goes back a long time. My favorite recent genre mashup to be released has to be Predation, which is basically a sci-fi dinosaur mashup with time travel as its excuse. So that's pretty cool. It has been said that a great way to come up with a new setting is to close your eyes and randomly grab 2 GURPS 3rd edition source books, and you've got your new genre. That's a really neat thing that I've always wanted to try. Of course, I have never, ever gotten to play GURPS, and I'm in the process of learning GURPS for real. I mean, I've read the book before. I read 3rd edition's book. I read the bulk of the 4th edition book when it first came out, but I've never actually played GURPS or run GURPS. And I'm actually in the process of learning 4th edition as I record this video. So we'll see how that goes. But a genre mashup that I would like to see that I'm not sure exists. Let's see. One that my wife and I talked about when the movie came out years ago was Cowboys and Aliens. That concept of having an alien attack take place in the process of a classic Wild West style campaign is kind of cool. One thing I would definitely like to consider is kind of springing the mashup on the players. Regardless of what the mashup is, start out as one thing and add in the element through some event. And I think that could be a lot of fun. So the idea of that Wild West campaign where aliens attack is kind of appealing. But to come up with an all-new genre mashup that I'd like to see suddenly exist is really kind of an impossible question, because they all technically exist at this point. I can't think of any that don't. I have seen games with religious bents combined with fantasy. I have seen games with all the genres mashed up. I have seen simpler mashups where it's literally just two things. Evernight was fantasy and sort of aliens. I won't say too much without spoiling it. I've actually considered running a fantasy game and having aliens attack as well. I don't know what it is about aliens, but it's an easy thing to add in after. So I guess I'm going to go with that as my answer. Something and the aliens. There are so many things that could be done. There's the attack, there's the resistance, and there is, hopefully, ultimately, the liberation of humanity from the aliens. Necessary Evil did that really well, but having a superhero, or in this case supervillain, alien mashup is not much of a mashup. Aliens have existed in most of comic books for most of the existence of comic books. Superman was an alien, or is an alien. So, yeah, I'm going to say something in aliens is a thing I would like to do, but I don't think I am creative enough at this point to create a new mashup. Perhaps I need to find a used bookstore with a ton of GURPS 3rd edition books and grab two. Until tomorrow, which will be the last day of RPG a Day, do good, avoid evil, and play more games.